His words about you show how much he values what you bring to my life. It was one of those moments where you truly feel seen. Talking about you with my dad last night reminded me that love doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's a quiet, powerful presence. When my dad speaks of you, it's not just words. It's a testament to the impact you've had on our lives. Listening to my father's thoughts on you made me realize how lucky I am to be surrounded by such strong, loving people. The best conversations aren't always the loudest or the most dramatic. Sometimes they're the quiet moments spent sharing what truly matters. Last night's talk with my dad showed me how much deeper our connections run and how love for you connects us all. It's rare to hear someone speak so highly of another, and every time my dad calls, I'm reminded of how truly special you are to him. The admiration my dad has for you shines through in every word he says, and I can't help but feel even more grateful for you. It's not often that you hear someone speak about you with such reverence, but when my dad calls, it's a beautiful reminder of how much you mean to him. The love my dad expresses for you makes me appreciate our bond even more. Last night, his words filled me with gratitude. Hearing my dad speak about you made me see how much you've enriched our lives in ways that words will never fully capture. There are moments when a conversation can be so much more than just talk, and last night's chat with my dad about you was one of those. Each time my dad calls, I'm reminded of how important you are to me and how important you are to him as well. His voice softened when he spoke about you, and I couldn't help but smile, knowing how much he cares for you. Sometimes it takes hearing someone else talk about you to realize how special you truly are. When my dad speaks about you, it's like hearing a beautiful melody that plays quietly but fills the room with love. Last night's call wasn't just a conversation, it was a reminder of how deep our feelings go for those we love. When my dad calls and all he wants to do is talk about you, I realize that love transcends time, distance, and words. It's beautiful to hear my dad's thoughts on you because it reminds me that love has a way of making even the simplest moments meaningful. My father's words about you last night were a reflection of the quiet, powerful love that binds our family together. There's something special about hearing your father talk about someone you love. It feels like a quiet blessing that lingers long after the conversation ends. Every time my dad speaks about you, it feels like I'm hearing the story of a love that's been written in the stars. It's incredible how much meaning can be packed into a few simple words, especially when they come from someone who loves you as much as my dad loves you. Hearing my dad talk about you made me realize how deep the roots of love go, intertwining with everything that matters most. When my dad called last night and spoke about you, I knew that true love isn't about grand gestures. It's about those small, tender moments of recognition. Every conversation with my father about you reminds me that love is not always loud, but always powerful. My dad's words about you last night were a quiet reminder that some bonds are unspoken but felt deeply, and yours is one of those. It's amazing how someone can leave such a deep impression on another. And when my dad talks about you, it's clear that's exactly what you've done. The way my dad speaks about you makes me appreciate the beauty of the quiet ways love shows up in our lives. When my dad mentioned you last night, it felt like hearing an old, cherished story that continues to unfold in the most beautiful ways. Sometimes it's not about what's being said, but the way it's being said. My dad's words about you filled the room with warmth and love. The connection between you and my dad is something so special, and hearing him talk about you made me see that love doesn't have to be loud to be felt. My dad doesn't always say much, but when he talks about you, it's as though every word carries a piece of his heart. When my father speaks about you, I feel like I'm witnessing something sacred, a quiet love that speaks volumes without a single word. Every word my dad shared about you last night reminded me of how beautiful life becomes when we share it with those who truly care. There's a certain peace that comes with hearing someone speak of you with such reverence, and last night, that peace filled my heart. The way my dad spoke about you made me reflect on how profound love can be when it's felt so deeply and expressed so simply. Hearing my father talk about you felt like hearing a song I've always known but hadn't yet learned to truly appreciate. Sometimes it feels like the world fades away, and all that matters is the love between me and my father as he talks about you with such pride. When my dad called last night, he didn't just share words, he shared his love for you in the most beautiful way. It's amazing how you've touched his heart. There's something so comforting about hearing my father's voice, knowing that he's thinking of you as much as I am. When dad calls and all he wants to talk about it is you, it's a reminder of how deeply you've both impacted my life in ways words can't fully express. The way my father speaks about you reveals the depth of admiration and love that runs through his heart. My dad called last night to talk about you, and I realized how fortunate I am to have people who care about me this deeply. It's beautiful when you realize that someone so close to you thinks of your happiness first, even when they have their own concerns. Every conversation with my dad reminds me of how much love can exist between generations, and last night's talk about you was no different. Hearing my dad talk about you made me reflect on how blessed I am to have such love and support in my life. There's an unspoken bond between me and my dad, and hearing him speak of you fills me with warmth I can't put into words. The love a father has for his children is immeasurable, but when he talks about someone else you love, it brings a different kind of depth. I can hear the pride in my father's voice when he talks about you, and I find myself smiling in the quiet moments after the call. There's no greater feeling than knowing that those who love you want to share your happiness with others, and last night was a perfect example. A simple conversation with my dad about you turned into a beautiful reminder of how many blessings life has given me. Sometimes, hearing how much someone else means to your family makes you appreciate them even more. Last night's talk was one of those times. When my dad calls and all he wants to do is talk about you, it's like a small window into the purest kind of love. The way my father talks about you, I can't help but feel thankful for the people who make life feel so full. I didn't expect the conversation to turn into such a reflection of love for you, but I'm so grateful that it did. Every time my dad mentions you, I realize that love isn't just about being together, but about the moments that show how much you mean. The call from my dad was a reminder that even in the most ordinary moments, love can shine in extraordinary ways. When he spoke about you last night, it reminded me that family is about more than just blood. It's about who we share our hearts with. What a beautiful thing it is to hear someone you care about speak so highly of someone you love. Last night's conversation was truly unforgettable. The way my father's voice softened when he talked about you last night was a reminder that love runs deeper than words can capture. I never knew how much I needed to hear my dad's perspective on you until last night, when his words made me see you in a whole new light. Listening to my dad talk about you felt like hearing a love song written by someone who has known you all your life. Sometimes it's not what's said, but how it's said. My dad's words last night were full of warmth and admiration for you. I was struck by how even my father, who is so strong and steady, could be moved by his thoughts of you. It's in moments like these that I realize how deeply our lives are intertwined, with love echoing through each shared conversation. When my dad called, I could tell that talking about you made his day just as it made mine. Even though we talk about many things, hearing my dad talk about you always brings a new level of joy into my heart. His love for you is a quiet strength and I can hear it in every word he shares with me. It's incredible to think that someone can love another person so much, even from a distance. Hearing my dad talk about you last night proved that. Each time my dad speaks about you, I feel like I learn something new of love, patience, and how we care for one another. Last night, I was reminded that love is sometimes just in the quiet moments when you talk about those you hold dear without saying a word. It's amazing how much someone can mean to another. And when my dad spoke about you, it was evident how deeply you've touched his life. The way my dad talks about you brings a sense of peace into my soul that nothing else could. When my dad speaks about you, I feel like I'm hearing a secret that he's held in his heart for so long. It's rare to hear someone speak with such tenderness and care, but when my dad talks about you, that's all I hear. Every call with my dad brings new insights into how love grows and how it weaves us all closer together, especially when it's about you.